back.
Let's go. Let's go.
Whoa.
Okay, sorry, that was a little bit much. We have been on our channel for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been
a crazy
minute.
It's been a minute. But one of Hannah and I's favorite things is
tacos.
yes. We probably I was gonna say when we lived together when you were little.
When we lived together.
When we were roommates. When you were 6. We probably had tacos 3 nights. Three nights a week. Yes. I almost said like 3 times in a week. Whatever. That's the same thing.
It is the same thing.
Oh,
it's okay.
Right. We've been laughing for like an hour straight.
Yeah.
So we're just a little goofy today.
Silly goofy mood.
So here's the secret to our crispy tacos. It doesn't matter what you put in it. We've got ground beef that's been seasoned with our homemade taco seasoning. All the the recipe will be in the description box below. Just some canned beans. We live in the Chicagoland area, so we're able to get El Milagro corn tortillas. They're amazing. You can get them pretty much at any grocery store between 39 and 59 cents a package. I think they're the cheapest at Sam's Club at 39 cents.
Yeah, but they're really delicious.
Yeah, and you have to microwave them. So make sure they're microwave and still hot before you put them in your pan.
Microwave, or if you have a gas
if you're
stove,
lucky and have a gas stove, that would be amazing.
Heat them up over the flame because you want them to be pliable, because straight out of the package they're going to break when you try and fold it, so you want it to be pliable. And then obviously the go-to is the avocado oil spray.
Yes.
0 Weight Watcher points.
And it does say that a serving size is 1/4 of a second spray. I have put this in the Weight Watcher app up to 32 seconds. It's still been 0 points. And the only ingredient here is avocado oils.
Yeah.
It's sorcery, I tell you. But you want to put a good amount, because we're going to be like kind of pan frying. We'll set that to the side.
Yes.
And then I also will tell you, you can see like lines on here. I find if you roll with those lines, you have less chance of it breaking than doing the other way around. So we're going to spray the outside.
Yeah, the tortillas.
Go ahead, hand. And then we're going to flip it. Hopefully they can see this.
Here we go.
Yeah. Flip it so now that the oil side is on the outside, and then we're just going to add
our fillings in.
Tiny bit of cheese.
Making tacos.
So the key to getting crispy tacos is patience. It will take 5 minutes aside, and you feel like that's a long time, but really
you have to be patient in order for it to get crispy.
Yeah, and so I think that people either lose their patience or maybe have it too low of a temperature or not high enough. Mine is medium heat. I can just barely keep my hand over the top.
The other thing is not to overfill these.
Yeah.
Because then your filling is just going to be everywhere. It's going to be a mess.
Exactly.
It's going to stick to the pan.
Are we going in line with the lines?
Okay, just a moment.
Okay.
I think I know how to make tacos.
Okay.
But they're overlapping, so I can't do it right there. So
Okay, that's fine.
I had to put the ingredients on.
That's okay.
Then zhuzh.
Okay.
Then zhuzh.
I got you. I got you, boo. Perfect.
Yes.
Alright, cool. And just flip them over and...
Here we go. I'm gonna like shake everything down a little bit.
Perfect. And this is an induction burner that we're cooking on. Pretty much any pan that is magnetic will work on this pan. And the best part about it though is that once you take the pan off, the heat surface goes cool right away. So if you were, you could take this camping, you could do a lot of different things with it. Stay down. Stay down.
There we go.
There we go. All right. So
yeah, you might have to hold it for a second because obviously it wants to unfold.
Yeah.
We'll just get a close up.
Yeah, and that's the other thing I was going to mention is while your tortillas are hot, the quicker you're able to put your assembly in and get it in the pan, the other more likely that they're not going to split.
Alright, so it's been 5 minutes.
Yeah, and
they are nice
crispy.
And crisp.
Crispy. I love Taco Bell sauce. I'm not ashamed.
Yeah, fire sauce.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So obviously you could add any greens that you want. I've not done a full grocery shop this week, so shredded lettuce is my favorite thing to have on a beef taco.
Yes.
But we don't have any.
It's okay.
But it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to add a lot
and for those of us who like onions,
yes.
team onions, When I make the ground beef, I normally put some diced onions in with the meat so that it's already in there.
Okay, fun fact, Hannah. You know what I've done? I've actually done minced onion, like the dried minced onion, and that's been okay.
Yeah.
And I also didn't tell you, I ate half of an onion ring when I was in Texas.
I'm very proud of her.
Yeah.
She's coming to the dark side.
I'm trying. I'm really trying. But it's mostly batter, so there was that.
It's okay.
And actually, I would have probably eaten the whole thing, but the very next bite that I took, it was all onion, and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I was like, somebody else can have this.
Yeah.
Why don't you put sauce on your walls and let it just
air out?
Cool with just a little bit so we can taste it. A nice squeeze of lime would be good in this.
And yes, and I've made a potato potato crunchy tacos is probably one of my all-time, and potato flautas are probably one of my all-time favorite things ever.
Amazing.
You can do them obviously with canned potatoes is really good.
Great application of canned. They're already cooked.
And then you can just crisp them up. I've done it with just leftover mashed potatoes.
Oh.
And added some cheese.
Okay, so you know what I've been seeing on the TikTok?
What?
Taking a corn tortilla and taking raw ground beef mixture and putting it that way and cooking it face down so the beef cooks.
Yes.
And then you flip it over.
That makes me nervous because the people I see on TikTok doing that add zero seasoning.
Oh.
And it's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
But I saw someone do that and do a burger taco.
I've seen that too.
So then they did like mac sauce and
yeah.
Could be good.
Yeah. Should we try it?
It's probably really hot.
It makes me nervous. Makes me nervous. But is it? I'm gonna say something if I'm not.
Cheers.
That's hot. Oh my god, though. Stop it. It is worth the wait to do the 5 minutes aside because you get this deliciousness. If you were making a bunch of these for people, just heat your oven to 250 degrees. Put a cookie sheet in there with like a baking rack so that it's not actually sitting on there. As you take them out of this pan,
put them in the oven.
Put them in the oven, and then when you're ready to serve, just pull them out all at the same time. Have all your toppings and have a taco party. But yeah, these are spectacular.
Delicious. Easy lunch. Easy. I mean, we've made these for breakfast with eggs and potatoes, or a veggie burger. Obviously dinner, and it comes together in no time.
Yeah. So good.
And it even, I mean, just to cook the meat took maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah. And I have done these before where I cook the tacos and then put them on a cookie sheet and just let them freeze individually for 30 minutes, then put them in a Ziploc bag. And then, quiet on the set! God, do you hear that? It's our timer in the other room. And then just go straight from freezer to air fryer, and you want to do it at kind of a lower temperature, like 320. It might take 6-7 minutes for it to come back around, but you'll get crispy tacos done too.
Delicious.
So yeah, cheers. I hope you guys make this.
Enjoy.
Now you're gonna make what?
Now we're gonna do chicken flautas.
Yeah.
Amazing. Hey. Hello, welcome back. We haven't left. We just made crunchy tacos, and we figured we would loop in flautas at the same time because they're both delicious.
Why not?
Both easy. I think it's something that a lot of people should incorporate because you can do so many things with them, and yeah, it's easy peasy. So same with the ground beef. I'll have the recipe for the chicken. Basically, I boil them. I poached the chicken breast that I use, and I just put them in the cold water. I bring the water up to a boil. In the pan, I usually put half an onion, just roughly chopped in half, and then garlic salt all over the top, and then a little bit of the chicken Knorr, and that pretty much seasons it so that it's versatile no matter what you want to do with it. I use just this as it is to make flautas. You could use it to make the chicken tacos, just crunchy like we did the beef ones.
Enchiladas.
I also use this in the enchiladas that I make, so it's super versatile. And I have also frozen this, so like on days where I know I'm going to be a little bit busier but I still want to make enchiladas, to cut the time in half, I'll just pre-make the chicken. You can either store it in the fridge, but I have frozen it and it comes out just as good once it's thawed. So,
Can we also, we'll interject right here and we'll show you a quick video how Hannah shreds her poached chicken is in the KitchenAid.
Yes. So that is like a viral thing. I'm sure over the pandy, everyone saw on TikTok or Instagram, people were using hand mixers or their KitchenAids to shred chicken because it literally feels like you have carpal tunnel when you're like trying to shred it with a fork, and it's just kind of a lot. So in order to save your hands, if you have either of those things, it works like magic. I've used both the hand mixer and the KitchenAid, either with the whisk attachment or, is that a dough attachment?
The paddle.
Paddle.
Uh-huh.
I used the paddle this time, and I mean, they were full chicken breasts, and now
it's perfect.
Nice and
it's easier too when the chicken's hot going in there.
Yes.
Then it shreds it in like
no
30 seconds. Yeah.
I would even recommend doing it while it's still a little hot because then I feel like the moisture helps it mix a little bit more evenly.
Absolutely.
I'm getting this too hot already, so I'm gonna turn this down. This is just avocado oil spray in here. Highly recommend using a nonstick pan. The more of these you make, the easier it's going to be to cook them in here because then as you roll them, they'll stay together and they'll keep themselves rolled. I have also seen people who roll, let's say, like 5 at a time, and then they put a skewer through all of them and then put that in the pan so that way...
Oh, then you can flip it all at the same.
Yes.
I like that idea.
Yeah, so I have just a spritz of avocado oil spray in here. You can also make these in the air fryer to get them nice and crispy if you don't like the avocado oil or you don't want to go the oil route, but I do think this gives you the best texture. So all I do is I will take the tortillas,
and those have been microwaved for 30 seconds.
To make them pliable. Again, if you have a gas stove, you can heat them over the open flame too. That works really well, but you just don't want them to be super stuck because then they're going to rip when you go to roll them. The other thing is do not overfill them because you might be like, I'm really hungry. Just make more tortillas because honestly, you're going to kick yourself when you overfill it and then it busts open and it's just a mess. So I put just a little bit on each side. Again, like my mom said, you want to put them in line with the lines here.
I was going to say, did you want to move the...
the cheese?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so just put them in line so you're going to roll in with the lines, not against the lines, because that just seems to help it stick together a little bit better. And then I just kind of tuck everything over, and I'm going to try and roll it as tight as I can. And then once you have it, you're going to put it seam side down in your pan. And hold it just for a second. Usually it'll stay if you just give it a second. But that's kind of where putting more in the pan helps because then they keep each other in line.
They keep each other company.
Yes. And it is okay if they rip a little bit. You'll know as soon as you start rolling them if it's pliable enough or not, because it'll just instantly rip in half otherwise. So just give yourself enough time and make sure that make sure they're pliable before you start rolling them.
And how long is those going to take to cook?
Honestly, only a couple minutes. Depends on how hot your pan is. Obviously, this one got super hot and then I turned it down. But typically, it takes maybe 4 minutes a side. You can roll it more than that if you want. I normally just do one side and then I flip it over, and that seems to be enough to kind of get it crispy all the way around. And then I do my favorite topping. So we have some salsa here. Shredded lettuce is a go-to. Guacamole or pico de gallo is a popular choice. I usually make homemade salsa when I do flauta night or taco night. So I'll put some of the salsa on top with like a little bit of sour cream or Greek yogurt, and it's just delicious.
Amazing.
So, we're just gonna let these crisp up.
Perfect.
We've been letting these cool.
Yeah, we're not gonna
It took about 5 minutes a side to make sure that each side was super crispy throughout. Delicious. So I would normally plate, like 3 for a person, put the shredded lettuce on top, sprinkle it with either Greek yogurt or sour cream, and then drizzle the salsa on top. We have the salsa on the side.
Pico de gallo.
Pico de gallo is really, really good. But yeah, they're nice and crispy. Cheers.
Your mom's crispy.
Yeah, she is. I'm nervous. It's still really hot.
That chicken is so flavorful.
It really is, and you'd think boiling the chicken would be kind of gross.
Wow.
That's how my mother-in-law taught me, and it's been like it comes out good every time.
Yeah.
It's never failed me. If you didn't even want to make the chicken yourself, you could totally just get like a rotisserie chicken and do the same thing. But this is
about doing this on him is that we don't have to count for the tortillas.
Mm-hmm.
The filling is 0 points because it's just seasoning and the cheese.
Mm-hmm.
It's so simple, but yeah, it is so delicious.
And again, like such an easy meal prep. You could totally roll these in advance and just fry them up.
Yeah.
When it's lunch or dinner time.
And I think that's kind of the thing that might trip people up is that they have to think they have to come up with these elaborate things, you know, and everything like that.
Keep it simple. This is literally chicken and cheese and a tortilla.
Yeah. And that's how I used to be. Like when I first started food blogging, I was like making everything from scratch. I would have made the salsa. I would have roasted the tomatillos. I would have done all the things. And just
you don't need to do that.
You don't need to worry about it.
Mm-mm.
It's so good.
Homemade salsa doesn't take long at all.
Mm-mm. We'll leave a link to some of our favorite salsa recipes in the description.
Yes, but this is such a good go-to.
Yeah.
Low in points, super tasty, filling, and perfect.
Yes.
So
amazing.
Let us know if you make them, or if you have a favorite, you know, Mexican dish that you either want us to lighten up, or that you love to make and you want others to make.
Just let us know.
I am always happy to creep what other people are making. So
for sure.
Thank you for joining. Feel free to subscribe, like, comment, do all the things because it does help us.
All right.
And have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.